What's up, everybody? Welcome back. The Ghost here. I want to start this one off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers. I also want to throw a thank you and a huge shout out to Bearsback. Thank you, thank you, thank you, brother, for the shout out. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys, I'm sure that most everybody that's watching me has seen Bearsback or has already subscribed, but if you haven't, go check him out. He's got a lot of cool stuff over there, very informational. So check him out. Anyway, today is new lock a day in the lab. I have the 5 that you see sitting in front of you, picked up at my local secondhand store. I'd never been in there. It's my wife's favorite store, and she goes there routinely. But I've never been in there, and I got to thinking about it, and I thought I'd check it out and give it a shot because secondhand stores are usually a good place where you can pick up some decent locks or sometimes unique ones for decent prices. So don't count out your local secondhand stores. Definitely check them out. But anyway, so I went in and asked the lady in there if she had any locks or keys or anything that would draw my attention. And she pointed me in the direction, and I went and looked through what she had. She had a lot of really cool stuff. I just couldn't afford it all. So anyway, went through, kind of picked out these 5 that you see sitting in front of here were kind of my favorites out of the bunch. And went up and I talked to her a little bit and asked her if she'd be offended if I made her an offer on everything I had here because she had it all priced out. And if I remember right, the individual prices added all together equaled about $65, give or take a buck or two. And anyway, so I kind of thought it out before I walked up there and thought what I thought a fair price would be, from my side of it. And I'd settled on $30. Was what I thought was fair for is what I would be willing to pay for them. So give or take a couple of bucks of wiggle room. Everybody knows what it's like to haggle. So that's the other thing is most secondhand stores, you can haggle and you can, kind of do that back and forth thing. And usually you can get a pretty decent deal. So anyway, I offered her $30 for all 5. And through a little bit of back and forth, and not because she tried to haggle really, but these 2 locks were actually belonged to somebody else. A friend of hers that was selling stuff in her shop, and so she had to call and see if it was okay that she took a lower price for those, and the lady was fine with that. And so anyway, we ended up settling on $30 for all 5 of these. 3 of them have keys, and 2 of them did not, which I was still okay with because we're pickers and we like to pick stuff without keys. So, but I'm also a bit of a collector in that there's certain things that I like, and I don't have a huge collection by any means, or even rare stuff by any means. But I collect stuff that I like. And anyway, so on top of collecting stuff I like it to have keys if it's going to be in my collection. So that's not to say I definitely have some stuff in my collection that doesn't have keys, but anyway, so we settled on $30, and she was happy with that, and I was more than happy with that. And she kind of asked me, what I was doing, and I told her that I was into lock sport and lock picking, and she kind of asked me a little bit. Told her that we just kind of pick locks, and there's a huge community worldwide that shares locks and tips and tricks and all sorts of stuff. And she was fascinated by that. She didn't really realize that it was a thing and it was that big. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. But anyway, we got to talking, and she had mentioned that she had kind of an interest, or even she said a love for old locks and keys and stuff like that. And that she didn't get stuff too often, but once in a while she would get a great big batch. A farmer would, have a great big bucket of just random stuff that he would bring in, or I live in a rural area, lots of farmers and agriculture and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what she said, that she would get batches like that. And so I'd asked her, I said, is there any way that I could leave my name and number with you? And if you get a batch like that you could give me a call and I could come take a look and see what you had, and, we could work a price or whatever. She said, for sure, definitely. So I gave her all my info, and, we kind of talked a little bit more and settled on that. But anyway, the point of all that was, don't count out your secondhand stores. Go and check them out. Another one of the places that I get a lot of locks that, not so much padlocks, but doorknob locks, deadbolt locks, stuff like that, that you can tear down and salvage for parts, or, build challenge locks out of, or whatever, is Habitat for Humanity. They have retail stores that sells a lot of that stuff, and you can get really, really good deals on that. So check those places out if you're looking for parts or pieces, or stuff that to add to your collection, or make stuff out of other stuff. So anyway, I'll show you kind of what I picked up here real quick. Oh, excuse me. I am digesting my wife's fantastic dinner. Actually, my wife didn't make it tonight. We had a friend made it. So anyway, I will see if I can get some cooperation with the focus here. And you can see on there, it's a sleigh maker. And on the bottom, pin tumbler. I did have to scrape some of the patina, as we call it, off, so that you can kind of see that. But that's what you got. Lots of patina on the bottom of this one. But anyway, there's your key. Interesting bitting on that one. This one works okay in that you can tell there's a lot of gunk built up inside there, but it does function. Like I said, there's a lot of buildup on there, so sometimes locking can be a chore, but it does work, and it does lock. So that's one we'll play around with and have some fun with. Lock number 2 is an old Corbin. I know that some of you have seen these before, but it's another one I thought was pretty cool. And there's your bitting on that one. And this one is a wafer lock. And it works. It's got some buildup on it. A little bit, but this one works like butter. Very, very smooth. Another one to have some fun with. This one was my favorite out of all 5. I don't know why. I can't necessarily say. Just something about this one I really, really liked. So I was more than happy to pick this one up. You can see, here's your key there. And then this one has, do the right side here. Doing all this through the camera lens. Because as you will have noticed, there's also a new camera angle to my videos. I had kind of thought about, while I was kind of setting up some shots, I thought it out, and I'm like, you guys can't really see what I'm doing when I'm picking. You can't see the core, you can't see any turn or rotation, so I thought I would change up the angle and see if maybe this won't work out better. And I'm almost at 10 minutes. So this is not going to be a picking video. This is just a show off the new locks video, talk about what's going on in the lab. Okay, so you guys will have figured out by now I record on my phone, and in order to shoot in higher quality video, I am only allowed to shoot 5 minutes of video at one time, and then it automatically ends the video. So I am going to have to splice these videos together, which I usually have to do. And I'm still trying to figure out, when I start picking some challenge locks on camera, how I'm going to be able to edit everything and still make it seem as though it's a continuous, not seem so, but so that there's no question that it was a fair challenge lock and that it was fairly picked. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. You can see the same number on the key is stamped on the lock there. And I got to be honest with these particular, I don't know, because I've never messed with these, if that is the key code or if that's just happens to be something special with this particular lock because it is a US stamp. I don't know. But anyway, this one, oh, sorry, bidding on that one. See if we can get some focus. And this one functions okay. The key does drag a little bit. It does hang up. If you kind of pick up on it and jiggle a little, it will open. And then release the pressure and she pops open. Now, that's if you're holding it this way. If you are holding it the other way and you open it, it will not open. But if you turn it over, it pops right open. So, as far as releasing the pressure to get it to open, I don't know if that's something with this particular lock or if that's all of these particular locks. I don't know. Like I said, I've never messed with these. And then I figure probably just because it's old is why it won't work in the one direction, but it will the other. So anyway, that's one to have some fun with. That was the 3 with keys. These next 2 do not have keys. An old Corbin. Very cool old lock. This one is a wafer lock. Oh, excuse me. And it's got some crud on it a little bit there. But this one appears to be free. So we will definitely try and pick that one. And this one is the one that I didn't investigate well enough before I bought it. I picked it up, I checked it out a little bit, I thought this was pretty cool, so I threw it in the pack, and it wasn't until I got home where, and you're probably not going to be able to see this on camera, see if I can put a light in here, maybe show something. There is no wafers inside of this. This is supposed to be a wafer lock. There is no wafers inside of this. I ran my pick through there and I'm like, this is really weird. I can't feel anything. I start looking. I can't see anything. And if I can shine a light in there and look real close and I can see the slots for where the wafers are supposed to be, but there is no wafers in this lock. And it is completely seized up. The core does not turn at all. No movement whatsoever. And the shackle moves about a 64th of an inch. But so I don't know what's keeping this locked other than there's a lot of buildup on it, I'm sure. And yeah, Lord only knows what the inside of this thing looks like. But there is absolutely nothing inside this core. I've never come across this. I don't know if anybody else has. If you have, leave me a comment, let me know. If you have any ideas or suggestions, leave me a comment, let me know. I don't know. Other than that, that was what I managed to pick up. And I think I got a decent deal. I was happy with what I got. For the most part, 5 locks, 3 with keys, and 4 that function. As far as I know, this one I have not run a pick on. I've stuck a pick in there just to see the wafers move freely. So we should be able to get a pick on it. But I haven't really messed with it, so we'll see. Anyway, that's new locks in the lab today. And then the other thing I'm going to talk about real quick is off to the side over here. Everything you see right there is challenge lock stuff. I realized that K1 locks wound up with a couple of my challenge locks. I talked about that in the very first video I made, actually. He's one of the guys who talked me into wanting to get videos going. But anyway, shout out to K1. If you haven't checked his channel out, definitely run over and check him out. Hasn't had too many. I think he just put out a new video. Hasn't done too much lately. He kind of had some personal tragedy stuff going on. I don't really want to air his business, but he's got some stuff going on family-wise. So God bless you, brother, and hang in there. Anyway, so challenge lock stuff. I decided I needed to get some challenge locks built. Started going through, dug out, picked out some keys that I liked for challenge lock setups, and dug out some cores or some locks here. We got 5 of these that I'll get set up. These are all quick sets, and then I have 3 of these guys that are in a quick set, and then 2 of these that are in a Schlage keyway. Then I went through and pulled all the pins that I needed. All I got to do now is start chucking them up and cutting them down and making them actually challenge pins for a challenge lock. So kind of I always love doing that. Making pins is one of my favorite things to do. So that's like this next week's project. I will work on getting these put together. And then hopefully some of you guys shoot me emails if you want to do some challenge lock exchanges. I'm definitely down for that. If you go to the about on my channel, my email address is there. But it's theghostlocks@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you want to do a challenge lock swap, and I'll package some of these up after I get them all together and bundle them up, and we'll get some swaps going. And then off over here, you got these 2 that you see back here. Are something that I am working on for a giveaway. So I don't know if I'm going to wait until I hit that 100 subscriber mark and do a giveaway, or if I want to go ahead and get it together and do that before then. But I'm putting together something that I think is really interesting. So hopefully you guys do too. It's something to hopefully kind of get to acknowledge some new pickers. Like I said in some of my previous videos, even I'm not necessarily a new picker. I've been picking for years, but I am new to the YouTube video thing. So, this is kind of my shot to be able to draw in some new pickers and have some fun. So anyway, something really cool I think that I'm working on there. Make sure you keep an eye out and check back. Once I have it maybe put together, I'll kind of tell you guys what's going on. But until then, I'm kind of keeping it hush-hush. But anyway, so sorry for the length of this video. A lot of stuff going on in the lab today and over the last week and into the next few weeks. Wanted to share with you guys and tell you kind of what's going on with me. So anyway, until the next time, thanks for watching. Keep it legal.